Hi, welcome back to our 10-week yoga series, thanks to the Linden Rec Center. These classes are suggested for seniors, however, beginners can also attend. It's a slow flow, and every day, every week, I should say, the classes are different. For example, today's class is going to be focusing on hamstrings and shin splints. A lot of my clients, my personal clients have been saying, my hamstrings are bothering me, my legs, I have shin splints. So I take that as a sign that you guys at home also need this. We'll give some love to the legs today. Number one thing that you want to keep in mind, it's okay for the limbs to start shaking, okay? Because we're going to be focusing on the lower body. Sometimes people will notice that their leg starts to tremor and shake a lot uncontrollably. That's okay, don't be alarmed. It's just your body releasing stored energy. If you think of an animal, like when in the wild, when a lion goes after a zebra but the zebra gets away, the first thing the zebra does is shake its body out. It's letting go of that trauma that it just experienced. So that's a similar thing of what you may experience in today's practice. The body will naturally shake, letting go of things that we've actually been holding on to. So just keep that in mind for today's practice. The other thing I want to mention is if you are enjoying these classes, please reach out to the Linden Rec Center and let them know, like, Renee is amazing. No, I'm kidding. Call them and let them know that you're enjoying these classes. And if there's anything you want to see specifically, if you want to see like maybe next week's class or maybe the 7th week's class is all about shoulders, whatever you guys want to see at home, please let us know. Again, this is welcome to seniors and beginners, okay? Or even people who are just kind of getting back into the practice. The number one thing that we want to make sure of that is people are tuning in. So let us know that you're tuning in at home, and we're going to start to get ready for our practice today. So if you have yoga props, feel free to keep them close by. I have a block. And you guys know me, if you've been tuning in for the previous weeks, I really never have actual props. I get resourceful and use certain things that you have at home. So I have a scarf here today with me to utilize as a strap, but you will be needing a strap today. Maybe you use a tie, a scarf, anything that's long. I was going to be quite ridiculous today and bring like a measuring tape to see how resourceful you can be at home to use as a strap. Anything that's long you can utilize. For a block, it doesn't have to be a block. It can be a pillow, it could be a folded up blanket, it could even be a scarf that's, thick that you can end up folding to create some cushion. The other thing I want to point out for today's class, we're going to be on our knees at some points in the class. So if you have any kind of knee injuries or knee concerns, have a pillow close by or feel free to fold up your mat. I feel like having a pillow close by is probably the best and easiest option. But we're going to get started today in a seated upright position. Roll the shoulders back and just feel like there's a magnet on the heart pulling the heart forward, okay? And I didn't introduce myself, but my name is Renee Roman. I'm a long-time resident here, so it's so great to be in here in your home with you to share this practice with you. Relax the legs, right? So maybe you're in your easy seat, crisscross applesauce. If this is like your go-to pose, just switch the legs. So one leg is on the top and vice versa. The other one is on the bottom. Okay, so you find a little bit of newness here in our practice. And just get ready to receive. Shoulders are back. Relax the muscles of the face. Drop the jaw. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. We're going to take about 10 cleansing breaths in through the nose. Filling up the belly, the chest. So when we breathe like this, in through the nose, out through the mouth, we inform our nervous system that it's okay to relax, that we're in a safe space. So go ahead and take those next 5 breaths. I'm just going to introduce the singing bowl here. come back to your body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, reach the shoulders up toward the ears. As you exhale, drop the shoulders down the back. I'm going to take 3 shoulder rolls, inhaling up, exhaling down. And opposite direction. Same thing, inhale, shoulders come up toward the ears. Exhale, bringing them forward. Inhale, open the arms out. As you exhale, we're going to cross the arms. So the right arm is on the bottom, left arm on the top. So you can rest the arms and just bend the elbows. You can press the palms into each other or turn. So this is our eagle arms. I'm turning to the side so you can see better. But what you want to make sure is that the elbows are shoulder height, and you don't have to clasp the hands. Maybe you can hold on to the hands. And you want to push the arms away from you so you're rounding in your upper back. Try to increase the space between the shoulders. We're going to be here for 3 breaths. Inhale, open up and just switch opposite side, crossing the arms, left on the bottom, right on the top. So we just cross the arms, bend the elbows, and press the backs of the hands against each other, elbows shoulder height. Or you can cross so the palms touch, depending where you are. Press the arms away from you, increasing the space between the shoulders. Just to give some love to the upper body before we transition to our bridge pose. Last breath. Open the arms out. Feel that expansion in the chest. Again, your heart is a magnet. So we want good things to come to this magnet, to this heart, and good things that you're putting out as well. Okay? Keep your strap close by. And we're just going to make our way down to bridge pose. So knees are bent, feet are going to be on the floor, and lay back here. Arms down at the sides. Press all 4 corners of the feet down to the ground. Push the shoulders back again. Heart is lifting. And we're just going to hold here. Notice what your spine is doing. Are you arching that low back? Can you relax the torso? Pushing that low back, that backbone, down into the mat. So if you were to take your hands and try to put them underneath you, you couldn't. There's no space. So let's try that at home. Arch the back. So belly button's reaching forward. Take the hands. Oh, I could put my hands underneath me. When I push my backbone down into the mat, I can't. It's not going to happen. Okay, so I want you to do that. Maybe even rest the hands down to the belly. So we're keeping that mindfulness, keeping that awareness. Just settle in here. Press all 4 corners of the feet down to the ground. If you have socks on at home, that's okay. If you want to take them off, take them off. Good. From here, take the hands around the right shin, draw the knee into the chest. We're just gonna keep the left leg where it is. If you wanna reach it out a little bit, that's okay too. But go ahead and draw that right knee into the chest, point and flex that right foot. So we're waking up the ligaments that create up our ankle. And create the circle 3 times in both directions. I feel like I can always make a circle going to the right, but going to the left. I don't know what kind of shape that is. Beautiful. From here, let go of the shin, open the hands out. Now you're gonna take the hands to the back of the thigh. And you wanna imagine lifting the leg into the chest here. So passively, just have the foot as it is. We're not actively flexing, just kind of allow it to be there. And just kind of imagine really drawing the leg in, okay? So you can do like me, just kind of draw it in and back. And don't compare yourself Your practice to my practice versus anyone's practice is different, okay? So as long as you get that knee up and in, that's what we're looking for, okay? And then we're gonna utilize our strap or our scarf. So I'm gonna open up my scarf, roll it, and bring the scarf to the center of the foot. If you can get it lower, so it's at the top of the heel, that's great. And keep the bend in the knee. Take that right hand to the strap only. And notice I'm keeping the same amount of tension here, but I have a slight bend of my knee. I'm gonna pull it in, increasing the bend, and then exhale, try to straighten. We're gonna do this 3 to 5 times at home. The slower you go, the better, okay? Bend, pull it in. Exhale, attempt to straighten, okay? You don't wanna have any type of pain. Good. From here, take one hand to each side of your strap or scarf, and you want to just kind of put the hands closer toward the foot. So we're going to increase the tension here, if that feels okay at home. If where you were before was enough, then you stay there, okay? Just for more options. This time, we're going to flex the foot. So the toes are pointing toward the nose or toward the third eye, whatever you prefer. And just kind of draw that leg in. So notice my leg is somewhat straight. I have a slight bend of the knee, and I'm just trying to draw it up, okay? Maybe you don't look like that at home. Maybe you look like this at home. And that's great. What matters is that you're moving, right? We're giving some love to our body for our 45-minute session today, okay? So you can create a slight sway forward and back, just acknowledging how the body feels. If you need to increase a bend of the knee, do so. That's the number one thing that I ask, is that you always honor yourself in your practice, right? Everybody has their own beautiful practice. What matters is that you show up. You take the time for self-care, okay? And from here, we're gonna hold, take that right hand on the strap. Again, we wanna have just a nice amount of pressure, and the foot is just passively here. I'm not flexing, so the toes are pointing toward my nose, okay? So just hold that leg here. And it's okay if you're up a little bit higher or maybe a little lower, depending wherever you are. What we want to do, don't kick anything, is lengthen that left heel. So we're going to reach that left heel down the mat. And once we arrive to where our left leg is somewhat straight, again, you can have a bend of the knee, we do want to flex that foot. So those left toes are pointing up to the ceiling. And just take a second here, maybe if you can look at your foot. You want to notice if that left foot is turning out to the side. If it's turning out to the side, you want to turn it in towards the center of the body. So left toes are turning into the center of the body, so we're active in that left leg as we're here holding that right leg in. We're going to be here about 3 to 5 breaths. Again, if you want to find the slight sway, that's okay. You might notice that your leg is automatically starting to shake. Very normal. Don't be alarmed, okay? Taking my left hand to my hip, right? I'm still having my backbone on my mat. I did this class yesterday with one of my private clients, and my legs were literally, it's funny. So don't be alarmed, okay? Your leg is not gonna fall off if it's shaking like crazy, okay? Now we're gonna take one hand to each side. Keep that left leg where it is. Foot is flexed, and toes are turning in toward the body. Hold on, we have one hand on each side of the strap, and we're gonna release that right leg down and bring it back up. Inhale, length. Exhale, draw it in. It's okay to have a bend of that right knee. Honor what feels good. And everybody's distance is different too. Okay? So you want to go to the point where you feel a little bit of tension, but it's not pain in the leg. About 3 to 5 times. And if it's your first time tuning in with these classes, just so you know, I'm the worst counter. I just kind of intuitively listen to my body. When my body's like, girl, you're done, then we stop, okay? Last one. Good. So as we straighten that leg out, that right leg, let go of the strap, okay? So that right leg is just a few inches off the ground, flexing the foot and drawing those right toes in. And we're gonna pulse for 5, 4, 3, keep the backbone on the ground. 5, 4, see I told you Norse can't do it. 3, 2, 1. Draw the right knee into the chest. Bend the left knee, bring that left foot back where it came from. Move the straps off to the side, drop the foot down. And we're gonna stay here in our bridge pose for a second. Take the hands to the belly, check in with the backbone. Make sure your back is not arching. If it is, take a pillow or a scarf or a blanket and just put it underneath that low back to give you additional support here. Okay, I know some people do have scoliosis or, spinal things going on, so we wanna make sure you're most comfortable. So, hands on the belly, push that backbone down. Maybe you walk the feet in a little bit closer. Just 3 breaths here to just kind of see how the body feels. Maybe your leg's still shaking. Again, that's okay. It's not gonna fall off. Beautiful. Now opposite side. Keep the right leg where it is. It's not gonna move. Take the hands around the left shin, draw the left knee into the chest and point and flex the foot. So wherever you are, point and flex. About 3 to 5 times, acknowledging any cracks or pops. It's always my left ankle, I feel like. And then 3 circles in each direction or whatever shape your foot automatically makes. Again, both directions. Beautiful. From here, release the hands. You're going to take the hands to the back of the thigh. You can interlace the fingers. And again, keep in mind, just because on one side you were able to pull the knee in or, whatever distance it is, it's going to be different on the left side. So be kind to yourself. Okay, hold on to the back of that left thigh and just kind of bend the knee. Foot is passively there. And you just draw the leg in. Okay. Go ahead and take your strap, your accessory again. I'm gonna try to roll this up. I don't want it to block the camera. And bring it just about to the top of the heel here. So not really the middle of the foot, but the top of the heel. And press away. Nothing too strenuous here. I'm just literally just allowing it to hang and then I'm holding with my left hand, okay? Bend the knee and lengthen. So whatever that looks like at home, as long as we're bending and attempting to straighten. Okay, but I'm not pulling with my strap. My hand is just holding, right? I'll even do it without. Okay. Just very gentle. And again, as you do this, if you notice that you want to lengthen the opposite leg a little bit further out, that's okay, but we're not straightening it just yet. Now from here, we're going to take one hand to each side of our accessory. I'm just going to increase a little bit of pressure here on the strap. Flex the foot so the toes are pointing toward the nose. Straighten out a little bit or have a bend in the knee, however that feels. Most comfortable for you. You can create a slight sway. Yep, my leg's already starting to shake. And then from here, left hand, hold on to the strap again. Just allow the foot to be passive, nothing active here with that foot as we lengthen right leg down. So just watch out if there's anything on your mat. So we're gonna go ahead and lengthen that right heel down the mat. Flex the right toes and turn those right toes in towards the center line of the body, okay? Again, holding on with the strap, rocking it out. Using your breath, don't hold your breath. The backbone is still on the mat, right? We have a nice long spine here. Okay, I'm gonna go like 3 more times. Good. I'm gonna go ahead and lengthen that left leg, holding on to the strap with one hand on each side. And lengthen the leg down. Go ahead, release the strap. And we're gonna keep that left toes flexed, and we're gonna pulse. Very slight. 5, 4, 3, and we're gonna start over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw both knees into the chest and rock the body to the left and to the right. So we're massaging out our spine. And then we're gonna rock forward and back. So if you want, you can even take the hands to the back of the thighs. And we're just gonna rock and roll, massaging out the full length of your spine. Eventually coming on up to seated position. Beautiful. You can place the strap all to the side. It's a big old strap. And make your way to tabletop. So hands out in front, bring the legs behind you. Let me move back. And I'll actually go this way. Good. Okay. And check in with your tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. Knees underneath the hips. And you want to make sure you can't see your feet. So if you can see your feet, move them so they're hiding behind the knees. We're going to take a couple cat-cows here, just 5 cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly, look forward, slight bend of the elbows, and you want to actively press the tops of the feet and the shins down into the mat. Same thing. Exhale, rounding the spine. Still pressing the shins and the tops of the feet down the entire time. Every inhale, making way for our cow. Exhale, cat. Last one. Beautiful. Come back to neutral spine. And we're gonna go ahead and sit back on our shins. If you wanna put a pillow underneath you, that's fine for a little bit of cushion, but this is amazing for shin splints. So you're gonna take 2 fists and put them between the knees. That's the distance that you wanna have for your legs, okay? Press the tops of the feet down into the ground. And if you have blocks at home, this will help, but I'm gonna be resourceful and use my teacup and this other block that I have, okay? So bring the props, whatever pillows, blocks, to the sides, just kind of equal to where the knees are, where the base of the thighs are. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your hands on the tops of the block and just kind of lift up. And as you lift up, you really wanna push the shins, the ankles, the tops of the feet down to the ground. We'll do this 5 times. Make sure at home, if you do have blocks, that your blocks are in your lowest setting, okay? So it's like pressing ourselves up, leaning forward, and coming back. If you ever find any kind of tenderness here, you can take a minute for yourself into your child's pose. Okay? And last one. Beautiful. Making way for our child's pose here. You can put the props off over to the side. So child's pose, you're going to open up the knees wider than the torso, just about the width of the mat. And make your way folding forward, hands reaching out in front, maybe resting the forehead down on the mat. So 3 breaths here. Inhale, filling up deep into the pit of the belly. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, come on up, walk the hands in toward the body, find your blocks again, okay? And that was option 1, having the blocks at a lower setting. Option 2, you can bring them to a higher setting, okay? I'll turn it this way so we have like a better angle here. If you want a little bit more, you can always bring the blocks up to the higher setting, but again, we're just getting started, so be gentle. Okay, so we're on the 2nd setting here, and check in with the legs, 2 fist distance between the legs, and still pressing those lower legs down into the ground. Press, come up, back down. 2 more. Beautiful. From here, take the palms down to the ground, make your way into tabletop, and just tap the feet out onto the mat. Good. From here, tuck the toes, taking our cat-cows again. Move back a little bit. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Toes are tucked. Let's make sure you can see that. Toes are tucked. So now we're going to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. So keep the toes tucked the entire time. Check back. Make sure you can't see the feet. The feet are hidden behind the knees. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round the spine and push your body back. So you're increasing the stretch in the bottoms of the feet. 5 times, 5 breaths. Beautiful. From here, again, just massage out the tops of the feet and tuck the toes again. From here, send the hips back, making our way for our first downward facing dog. The heels don't have to touch the ground, but just energetically reach and check in here in your down dog. Relax the head between the window of the arms. Look at your feet. Turn the inner ankles in and down. So the heels are energetically reaching. Slight bend of the knees, right? We don't want to do too much here. Slight bend of the elbows. The tallest point of your body is your tailbone. 3 breaths. Spreading the fingers wide, each fingertip pressing down into the earth. Beautiful. 1 more breath here. And make way. Walk your dog, bending into alternate knees. Wiggle out your head if it feels good. Three, 2, and 1. Bend the knees into the chest so the knees are just a few inches from the ground. Exhale, lengthen. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen. Let it go. Shake the head out. Beautiful. From here, you're going to lift the right leg off the ground, okay? So maybe the right toes just come up a few inches. Maybe you can go a little bit further, bend the knee, try to get that right heel and kick yourself in the booty. Keyword try. From here, we're going to go ahead and roll forward. Bring that right foot in between the hands, drop the left knee, and you could put a blanket or a scarf underneath, nice little cushion underneath that left knee, and come to stand up. What we want to make sure is that the knee and the hip are in alignment. So there's a straight line here, and maybe you have to walk the leg in. Check in. You want to make sure that the feet are hip width apart, that you're not on a tightrope. Take the hands to the hips, roll the shoulders back, and hold here. Just kind of tune into the hip flexor. How do we feel here? If you want, you can kind of acknowledge more feels by creating a slight rock forward and back. And take a look around, find your blocks, and just bring them closer toward you, or whatever resources you are using. Come on up and hold. You want to make sure that you're pushing the left hip forward, right hip back. 3 breaths here while I get my own blocks, my own resources here. Try to keep this straight line here, okay? From here, lengthen, move my glasses. I'm blind as a bat, fun fact. You're gonna go ahead and straighten that right leg. So notice that my toes are popping up, that's okay. Okay. Take the hands down, find your resources here. And this time we want to have our blocks on the highest setting. So it's going to give us a little bit, more length. Shoulders back. Inhale, long body. Exhale, fold. Whatever that fold looks like. Blocks are great because it brings the floor up to you. Good. Okay. Now kind of pop the toes up so you can see the toes. Toes are like reaching toward your face. And maybe you can go a little bit deeper here. I gotta move my heel forward. Okay. Keep that straight line. And it's okay to have a slight bend of the knee here if it feels too much to keep that leg straight. Two more. Beautiful. Come on up. Walk the foot in closer to the body. Take the hands down, surrounding the foot. Tuck the left toes. Straighten that leg out. I'm just going to rock forward and back. You want to feel a nice stretch in that left calf. Again, if you need your blocks, you can bring the blocks underneath the hands, finding more space, or tent the fingertips. Rocking forward and back. And we're going to hold. So really lean back into that left foot, keeping those left toes tucked, and just kind of keep that pressure and slight pulse here, even smaller than what we did before. You want to make sure that the head is up so the neck is nice and long. Don't be looking at your foot. Beautiful. Drop the left knee. Send that right leg back. And we're going to take our child's pose. So knees a little bit wider than the torso, big toes to touch behind you. Send the hips back toward the heels and relax the hands down to the sides. Palms up, rest the forehead down to the mat. We're going to be here for 5 breaths to check in. If you want to stretch out the hands, as you exhale, curl the fingers in and curl the fists in. So this feels amazing on the forearms. I'm just turning my head so you guys can hear me properly at home. Move the block out of the way. This is one of my favorite things to do for my hands. Beautiful. From here, bring the hands around. Good. Bring the legs in together. Again, 2 fist distance between the knees. Bring the blocks in. So if you were on the lower setting, the medium setting, maybe now we're on the highest setting here. And we're going to continue to press the tops of the feet, the ankles, and the shins into the mat. Hold on. And we're just going to lean forward, come on up. Keep that active so we're pushing down into the mat. Coming on up and back. This is great for shin splints. So if you have a granddaughter, grandson, or kids and they have shin splints from from sports, I don't even know if sports started up yet, but this is a fun thing that you can share with them. Good. 2 and 1. Good. Go ahead and move the props out to the side. Take the hands down to the ground. Finding your down dog, tuck the toes. Send it back. Drop the head between the window of the arms and we'll walk your dog, bending into alternate knees. Maybe rocking the head out. Again, the highest point of your body is your hips, your tailbone. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Bend the knees, bring the knees into the chest. Maybe look between the thumbs. Keyword maybe. Exhale, straighten it out.
Inhale, bend the knees. Last time. From here, go ahead, lift those left toes. Bend the knee, try to kick yourself in the booty. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and roll forward. Take that left foot down to the ground, close to that left hand. Drop the right knee, untuck right toes. Make your way up. Take the hands to the hips here and just find where you are. Again, we don't want to be on a tightrope. Feet are hip width apart. If you need to kind of walk it out a little bit further out. And again, left hip is going to pull back now because we're on the opposite side. Right hip is going to go forward. So we have this slight twist going on to keep the hips even. Okay, if you want, you can kind of rock forward and back just to see how it feels on that right hip flexor. Again, the goal is to keep the knee, hip all in alignment. So keep that all straight. Move the glasses. And then from here, go ahead and lengthen that left leg out and away from you, okay? So my toes are off the ground, just my heels on the ground. Find your props, your resources, your blocks. Get over here. Thank you. On the highest setting, be gentle with yourself. Okay. Make sure your hip width apart, shoulders back, and we're just going to hinge from the hips. Right? So we're here just hinging. Pop the toes so the toes are facing toward you. About 3 more times. Maybe lengthen that leg out a little bit further. Again, the leg does not have to be straight. You can have a slight bend of the knee. Good. Move the props out to the side. Bring the foot in. Hands come down. Tuck those right toes. Send that leg back, and we're just going to rock forward and back. I walk too far back with my left foot. And rock forward and back. Option to have the blocks under the hands. Now you want to feel it in that right calf. And then we're going to make our movement even smaller here. So just kind of pulsing into that right calf. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And really push back and hold. And we're going to go ahead and make our way down. Right knee comes down, untuck right toes. Release that left leg back, finding your child's pose. Open up the knees. Sink the hips back toward the heels. Again, option to take the arms down to the sides. So if you look like me, forehead on the ground, or you can always, again, use a prop and maybe rest it. Maybe not necessarily a block, but like a pillow. And again, if you want, go ahead as you exhale, curl the fingers and curl the fist. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, lengthen. Beautiful. Take the arms out in front. Press yourself up. Don't make fun of me if I have a block mark on my forehead. Gonna go ahead and turn around. Return to lay on your back. You wanna have one block just close by. Or again, you can I'll use both, just so you guys have a visual at home. Get this out of the way. So lay on your back, just how we started before. Feet's on the floor, knees are bent. Okay, and we'll start with the right side. So draw the right knee into the chest, okay? Create some circles with the feet, both directions. Might feel tender because we did a lot of that chin spin work. And from here, you're gonna go ahead and you kind of somewhat straighten the leg. Take your block or your whatever prop that you have, I'm just using the scarf for a better example, and I'm gonna place it closer to the back of my knee, okay? From here, I'm gonna push my hands into that prop, whatever it is. So the prop's pushing into the back of my thigh, and then my thigh is gonna push into the block. So we're creating some resistance here, we're creating some strength, okay? So go ahead and push the two into each other, and the foot is just passive. For 5, 4, really push the two into each other. 3, 2, and 1. Soften for a second, and we're gonna push maybe, again, if you wanna stay here where the block is closer, whatever your prop is closer to the back of the knee, stay there. If you wanna lengthen, go down maybe to the middle of the thigh, go for it. Okay, and I'll use the black just for another visual at home. Okay, so middle of the thigh, and I'm pushing my hands into the block. Block is pushing into the thigh, and push the two in together. You ever just like do yoga poses where your feet are in there and just like look at your toes like, wow, that looks weird. Yeah, I have weird toes. And push the two into each other for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You could shake the leg out for a second. This is where the leg shaking will really start to come in. Okay, and we're gonna do that same thing. Maybe the block goes even lower, so just about where it connects with the glute. Okay, so push the two into each other. Woo, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lengthen that left leg. So that left heel slides down the mat. Left toes are pointing up toward the sky. We still have the resistance on the right leg and on the block. Turn those left toes into the center of the body, to the midline. Shoulders press back and push for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, shake the leg out one more time. This time we're gonna try to straighten the leg out as much as we can, keeping that resistance, okay? So place the block in any of those 3 positions, whatever feels comfortable, and push into the leg. Thigh is gonna push into the block, try to keep it straight. And we're gonna hold for 10, 9, yep, already shaking, 8, 7, I wonder if you can see this at home, 6, but I'm in it with you guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we'll do 3 extra seconds. So the shake is really good for the body. We're releasing things. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. And we're gonna take a butterfly here for a second. So bring the feet close together. Turn so the bottoms of the feet are out toward each other. So the feet are turning out like a book, knees open wide, and you can place the hands or the fists at the thighs. Just kind of create some support here. Notice if the legs are still shaking. Let's just take 3 breaths to tune in with the body and whatever your butterfly looks like, okay? Find comfort here. Just a nice reset before we do the other side. Beautiful. Draw the hands and the legs in. I want to set it for the other side. So knees are bent, all 4 corners of the feet push down. Belly pushes down. So again, you can't slide the hands under the low body. And I'll start again with my scarf, with my prop. Draw the left leg in. Well, jumping the gun there. Create some circles with that left foot. And then open it up. Bring the prop just below the knee and push the 2 together. Leg pushes into the prop, prop into the leg, foot is passive for 5, 4, 3, 2,
and 1. Go ahead and reposition it, bring it down just about mid-thigh. Same thing, keep the resistance. Push into each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. All right, I'm gonna use my block. And we're potentially gonna go a little bit lower or stay in that same spot. Okay, so we're lower on the thigh here. All right, we're gonna push for 5, 4. Look at the toes, they look funky. 2, and 1. Shake the leg out. Okay, we're gonna do it again. Okay, so any positioning along the thigh and push into each other. We're gonna hold for 5. Try to straighten that leg out. 4, 3, 2, 5 more. 1 and 5. Woo, the shake is coming. 3, 2, 1, and 3 more because the shake is here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, from here, lengthen. Bring that right heel down the mat. Turn the toes into the center of the body. You could take a break here. I totally didn't want to. Shake it out. And again, one more time for a total of 10. 10 count. Acknowledge the shake. Let it happen. Turn those right toes in towards the center of the body. Try to straighten that left leg out. Push the block into the leg. Woo! Oh my God, it's shaking so much. 7, 6, 5, 4. I hope I'm not the only one shaking. 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Move the props out to the side and lengthen the body. Don't kick anything. Shake the legs out. Shake the arms out. Let everything go. Melt the shoulders back. Rest the palms. Either palms down, palms up. Making our way into Shavasana. Allow the feet to splay out to the sides. Again, acknowledge that magnetic heart that you have. It's lifting up toward the heavens, towards the sky. Relax the legs. Again, keep that low back connection. Shoulders press back. Relax the hands. Relax the muscles of your face. We're going to end out our practice today with 10 deep cleansing breaths here. I'll be here with you for the first 3, and then I'm going to go to the singing bowl. So inhale through the nose, deep into the pit of the belly. Exhale out of the mouth. Just allow your body to be at complete ease here. Continue on for your 7 breaths. Gonna incorporate the bowl. Come back to your body. Come back to your body. Wiggle the fingers and your toes. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead, pointing the toes in the opposite direction for a long body stretch. And wiggle the arms, wiggle the legs. Pull the knees into the chest and roll over to your right side body. So we are here on our right side. Take the top arm down to the ground to come to press yourself up. We're going to close out our practice today with one deep cleansing breath in. Take the hands to heart space, press in. May your thoughts, words, and actions stem from your heart. As always, thank you for tuning in and practicing. Please call the Linden Rec Center. Let them know you enjoyed this practice and that you look forward to it each week. Have a lovely rest of your day. Until next time.